thank you for checking out another Billified Bite. This one I'm introing from the studio, just because we were here and I was getting pressured to get it done. I'm just saying that's the truth. Last time we did one of these, and I like doing them from different locations. Maybe we'll take it on the road because this one is actually not all studio. I talked about the criticism that I got, and you can see the phone number scrolling on the bottom here, and you can call or text at any time. It's 585-206-8866, and that was where the person said, I'm your biggest fan, your biggest critic, and I think you swear too much, and I don't know if anybody's noticed, but I have made a conscious effort to try to curb that. I'm not great at it. I don't think I even realized how much I do it just in my regular life. Oh, there we go. I had no idea. So it's been a thing for me and helpful, I think. And I don't know why. I used to not ever care. Words were words. It didn't really matter. I didn't even care when my kids were little if they were. It is a thing. But I wanted to read a text message that came in yesterday, sort of building off that. And this person said, I just finished listening to your bite-sized podcast about Nobody Talks. And that was really the subject of the last one. You said you want the listeners to text with kudos or criticisms. And I said yes. That's what I said. I've listened to every episode from day one. My God, did they put their name in here? They don't. All right. That is very, very kind. And I appreciate that a lot. And while I agree with your texter that you swear too much, okay, I'm seeing it now. Trying to, and we'll try to make this a better thing. Is the camera mirrored? Because that's going to annoy me. What's going on? Who did this? Show me the camera. Right, but no. Let me see. All right, doesn't matter. Edit that part out, Alex. And while I agree with your texture that you swear too much, I say. I have listened to, yeah. And while I agree with your texture that you swear too much, it hasn't deterred me from listening. You have done an amazing job transitioning from the radio to a podcast, keeping to your true self and allowing me, the listener who doesn't like change, to adapt to the podcast format. I'm going to leave this part of the thing out just because it talks about something else. Please don't change, but grow within yourself. Your dad would be very proud of the road you're taking. I have more to say, but this text is already too long. That landed with me, and I appreciate that a lot. I have been, on a personal note, and I alluded to this a few times in the regular Billified. There's a lot of personal things happening for me, family-wise and stuff that has been a bit heavy. And I think that a lot of that has contributed to certain ways that I have handled situations, and I'm not, and we know I'm not proud of all of them. But there's been other things, and I just haven't done well. All right. So Watkins Glen went down there, guest of Hayek Motors and the 37 car. Loved every moment of this. I am not necessarily a NASCAR fan. I'm a fan of racing. I love racing cars. I love when I get to do some hot laps at the track. I like when I can go down and drag race. I know there are guys who just love watching drag racing. I am not one of those people, but if you put me behind the wheel, there is nothing I love more than getting a car to touch 200 miles an hour on a racetrack and somewhere around 140 or 120 in that range on a drag strip, quarter mile, whatever it is. It's a thrill that I love it. I chase it. That is something that makes me tick, and that's why I appreciate the guys who do this. I would love to someday do an endurance race. Like I always love things like 24 hours at Le Mans. And I like the Formula One races and stuff. I like going down. I'm not sure if the episode dropped yet or not, but Kevin makes fun of me for going to the Ferrari races. I love the Ferrari races. I'm a big fan of those down in Watkins Glen as well. They're usually in July. And anyway, I appreciate the guys that are in the car, because that is a ballsy motherfucker. And I will look, I swore, but that's a gutsy guy. That's a gutsy person, male or female. I don't care. There's some phenomenal female drivers, especially like, you go into some of the lower circuit stuff, because I don't think there's any women currently on the NASCAR circuit, but I don't quote me on that, because there may be. But you go into some other racing things, and there are fantastic. There's this one woman, I think she goes to Yale, and her name is Aurora, and I'm forgetting her last name, and she races BMWs, and she is phenomenal. So either way, I just appreciate that art, because there's nothing that you can really think about other than keeping that car on the road. It is one of the closest things to Zen. And I've never raced in large groups of people. Mostly it's hot laps where you're kind of doing it by yourself and seeing what you can handle in terms of a car. So to be able to do what these guys do, just millimeters, right? At times, millimeters away from you. I find that just fantastic. There's something about it that I don't know. I love it. So going down to Watkins Glen, and I was familiar and had read things about pit crews over the years. They were going to colleges and starting to recruit Division I athletes. And I was like, wow, this is amazing, because you're getting a lot of guys who are linemen now, and they're like lifting these tires and getting them in, and they're trying to keep it under a certain amount of time. I think it's like 7 to 9 seconds is what you want to keep your pit stops to. So I had this opportunity, took my son down to the Hayek Motorsports, and it was Ricky Stenhouse Jr. drives for them in a 37 car, and it was wonderful. We got there late. They had garage tours and all that. I don't want to sound too turdish, but I had, that stuff I knew, but I wanted to get down into the pit, and we were able to listen to Ricky's feed, which I loved. The whole thing. What amazed me though, and this is what I really need my kids to realize: high achievers don't do it alone. There is an entire team, people with jobs that are not just the pit crew, but guys who are down in North Carolina and what their warm room, and they're going. It was just amazing, the communication. Listening into the car, listening to how they talk to each other. There are spotters around the track who are way up high, right, and can tell you, who's where and what are you going to do and how many laps you are behind, if indeed you are, or how many seconds off the pace you are of the winner. Which is absolutely amazing. And somebody said to me, well, you get how about guys like Michael Jordan? When I said that, I go, yeah, Michael Jordan probably didn't prepare any of his food. All he did was focus on basketball. Right. All Ricky Stenhouse Jr. does is focus on driving that car, knowing that somebody else is monitoring his brakes and monitoring all these things. That's how, right, high achievers get to do it. And even if you think at like the corporate level, great CEOs, there's a fantastic book that I wouldn't recommend anybody read, but it's called Good to Great. And it's really about great CEOs hire guys who are smarter than them that could be CEOs somewhere else, because they know that those guys are going to do their jobs the best. You want to try to make it a manageable team. There's a little bit of an art to that, so everybody gets along and doesn't necessarily want to leave, and you have some retention. But really great people hire great people, and you got to be, and that was really the thing that was driven home to me. I guess I don't know if anybody else has gone to a NASCAR race and went, what's amazing about NASCAR? High achievers need a whole team to achieve it. That's really what it is. Nobody wins alone. I don't know if anybody walks away from a NASCAR thinking that. That thought just jumped in my head. I must sound like a fucking lunatic. And then I swear again. But while we were down there, I was introduced to a young guy, and his name is Al Blades Jr. And I'm like, Al Blades Jr. The name sounds familiar. Al Blades Jr. was a wide receiver for the Miami Hurricanes. His uncles were in the NFL. His dad was in the NFL, and you can look up more about that. I don't want to get into that story because it'll take us off. So this is just really short, and our technical producer, Alex, edited it, which I appreciate because we did it during the race. You'll be able to hear them fine. Had microphones and things, but we're doing it during the race, and we stop talking every time, like we're in the pits, right? They're coming by. So there's some breaks, and I think all that is been edited out as far as I know. I don't know. But it's interesting, and one of the questions I wish I asked was, because we talk about his journey, his heart issue that he had, and transferring schools, and then trying out for an NFL team and what that was like, deciding then not to pursue like practice squad stuff. And so all that, it's kind of interesting, but I never asked, and I'm disappointed in myself. Like, how did you get to North Carolina? And maybe I did, and I'm just not remembering it. But I appreciate you checking this out. It is an interesting thing, and I think for anybody who knows someone who is a high-level athlete, and I don't even care if you're like, you can go D3 is not high-level bullshit. Those guys are, I did it again. Bull crap. These guys work really, really hard at all levels, and that doesn't mean you couldn't do something like this. What a fun thing to do if you're a young person. Right? If you're a young person with no real commitments in your life outside of just a job, this is a job that you get to see different parts of the country, everywhere from Sonoma to Daytona to Watkins Glen to, Poconos. I think you pack up on a Thursday and you're back Sunday night. And what a cool, fun thing to be part of, and you're part of a team, and it's amazing. This is Al Blades Jr. of the Blades family, who were well known in the NFL. What is your name?
Al Blades Jr.
Okay.
So.
And you played, where did you go to high school?
St. Thomas.
Wait, the Islands?
Miami. No. It's like Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, okay.
What are they clapping for? I'm scared.
I don't know. And then then you went to where out of there?
So after I went to St. Thomas, I went to Miami, University of Miami.
Yeah.
Pretty standard guy. Started on special teams my freshman year, worked my way up to the starter my sophomore year. Had the accolades my junior year, was getting ready to get drafted. Had a heart condition.
I would pray. Do it after draft. Because we'll have a lot of quiet.
I'm hearing you have a whole family.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Uncles, dad?
Yep. Benny and Brian, those were the first two brothers, and then my dad was the younger brother. So all three went to Miami, and then I was the next to come through.
Yeah.
So
you left Miami, and did you do the transfer portal?
So after my third year, I had a heart condition at Miami. I switched and ended up sitting out like a year and a half, 2 years because of the heart condition. I needed surgery on stuff. So I had a heart condition, set out, went to Duke because they have the best doctors. One of my old strength coaches was there. He got me back in shape. Had a great year at Duke.
May I ask about the heart condition?
It was myocarditis. It was around the whole 2020 deal.
Yeah. The shot.
Yeah. So,
wow.
Yeah, that was a whole journey in itself.
Yeah. Because
ended up healing from that, and
because we're in Buffalo, and I watched that game with what's his name? Hamlin.
DeMar
Hamlin. Yeah. And that
was a strike point type of injury.
Yeah.
There's a guy from. I'm moving. Sorry, I'm also listening to.
Yeah, I am too.
Guy basketball player from Florida had myocarditis, passed out on the court. He was in the hospital, so I just listened to the doctors, chilled out for a little bit.
But you continued to play then, and then you got
Duke cleared me, Miami cleared me. I was fully cleared and had a great year at Duke for my last year of football.
It's amazing. And then who was the quarterback then?
I had Riley Leonard when I was at Duke.
Okay.
So
and then you get. Were you drafted?
So I was picked up by the Jets, kind of like a preferred UDA.
That had to be amazing.
Yeah, it was great. Got to play with Rodgers, got to play with a lot. That was the most talented team, I think, in the league. Just the record didn't reflect.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was great, man. I had a great time. Balled out, played some good football, got some good film, you know. I kind of proved to myself that, you know, I was worthy of playing at that level. And, you know, the politics that come with it.
Yep.
You know, no one's really a fan of that when it comes to that level. But, I mean, once I got let go, you know, I had the option to keep working out for teams. I had the option to, you know, keep pursuing it. But, you know, I went with something that's...
Why? What brought you here?
I've been happy ever since.
I can tell, but I mean, this looks amazing. But being part of that's a big difference, right?
It's very different.
Yeah.
It's very different just being a part of something that's, you know, it's the same as a sport. You know, all of us. 1 second. I think it would have been very hard for me to come to this sport if I would have got offered by any other team other than injured.
Yeah.
Because the guys, I talked to every last one of them, they all love their job, they all love what they do, and it's rare to go to a job and everyone be like, you have guys basically telling you like, hey, practice squad is cool and all, but this...
Yeah, well, practice squad doesn't pay to...
Yeah, I mean, no,
At
it
least,
pays.
Does it? I thought it was like...
Yeah, I think the league minimum is like 800 and the practice squad minimum is like 4...
Oh, a day?
No, 400 something thousand.
400,000? I was
either
sure
that
they were
or
30.
290.
I don't know. Okay.
It's definitely in a couple $100,000.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it pays, but
I don't know. There's something exciting about this.
yeah,
and
this
then,
is different. I think I was ready for something fresh.
Did you ever get in the car?
I've sat in the car.
You've
at
sat in it,
practice.
but I mean,
I've
have
been
you ever?
in there? And while they're ripping it around
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
no, I would love to. I would
Yes.
love to get in the car.
Yes.
I know we have one team. I think his driver Carson Hosevar got him in there, and he ripped it around. And I'm sure that's fun.
Yeah.
Thought you needed me. Okay.
You missed me yet?
Yeah. Oh, but you bet it. Now we're gonna get it right, though. We're gonna get it right. We're gonna get it right. Yeah, I had a pretty good journey in football, man. I think personally, I was ready to hang the cleats up. I know it's not common for somebody to just say, yeah. You know, people are gonna say whatever they want to say.
It's a violent sport that after a while you just go, man, I don't know. And the heart condition thing.
Yeah, man. I think it's sad to say. I think I just lost the love for the game.
Sure.
You know, I think I just
can
lost the
understand
love for it.
And if you don't have that,
Yeah, then it was just like, you know, I found something I love now.
yeah.
I
well,
love
good
coming
for
out
you.
here. I love competing, you know. It's one of those sports where, like, no matter how good you are, everyone on your team has to be
What
good.
is the goal when he comes in? You're changing tire. What's the goal?
So if you notice, today we're backward stops. So
Okay, yeah.
typically you want to be in the 8.5 to 9.5 second range. Anything. The sport is constantly evolving, so times are dropping. I think we've finally had like a 7.99 pit stop happen. So that's kind of the ranges we operate in, and you know, every week everyone out here is competing to be top on the board because we get ranked every week. So
Yeah.
everyone wants to be
What
top
is
of
your
the board.
specific job?
I'm a rear changer, but since we're doing backwards, I'm in the front today.
Oh, you're in the front.
So usually it's a little
Does
opposite.
that throw you off at all?
No, we practice and we got to adapt. So that's all a part of it. It's all a big part of being an athlete.
And there is practice, right, with this? And
Yeah.
workouts
Oh, yeah. We
and the whole
practice, we
thing.
work out,
Yeah.
the whole nine, man. It's like being a professional athlete. So
Wow.
I mean, people may not understand it, but it's definitely a beautiful thing being a part of it, and it's rare. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely blessed.
Well, thank you for your time. I know it's work
Thank
day
you.
for you.
Yeah,
so
it's work day.
I appreciate it. I
Get back
appreciate
to
it a
it.
lot. All right, man.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah.